All right. All right. Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? It's been a minute since I've done this, so caught like a deer in the headlights. How you guys doing? On this wonderful Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. So glad to be back with you guys. I have been just really busy with work and some other things, and so I haven't got a chance to get around to doing any streams or many videos. I know I did just. What's up, Basic Bear? Um, so anyway, I haven't got around to doing a whole lot of videos and whatnot. I got my last parody out. That took me more time than I wanted it to, and so it's been kind of crazy. But I wanted to jump on here and just do just read the news a little bit. Man, there's been a lot going on in the old news world, news cycle. I don't want to touch a lot on the old adpocalypse because obviously that's been hammered pretty damn hard by now by everybody and their brother. But we will probably bounce in and out and touch on that a little bit. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what we're doing with censorship and how the far left thinks that censorship is a good idea for any kind of exchange or volley of ideas, and being able to figure anything out that censoring is a good idea. I mean, I was listening even to Jimmy Dore, which I like some of what Jimmy Dore talks about, probably mostly along the lines of his anti-war stuff and how he goes after the media too. Obviously, he's much farther left than I am. He's very progressive, and a lot of the other stuff I don't necessarily agree with that he has to say. But I will tell you what, he's a pretty smart guy, and he has a lot of good things to say about, like, when it comes to the media and war and so on and so forth. But man, even he was like taking down Carlos Maza on this whole adpocalypse stuff. It just blows me away where we're getting. And so I think I will talk about a few things right now on that, and I got a couple other articles that I wanted to touch on and read. And I just wanted to knock the dust off in a sense, and try to get back on a schedule here where I'm gonna be trying to live stream and put videos up at least 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Maybe it's gonna be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and most Saturdays. Catch me on Drone Tech's channel if you don't. Saturdays at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. Drone Tech Politics channel. That's always a fun stream, and we just talk about what's been going on. But anyways, without a whole lot more further ado on all that, glad to have you in here, Basic Bear. And so I thought what we would jump into real quick is this little article on the it's talking about how the straight pride is putting on a parade in comparison to the gay pride parade. And this article just kind of touches on how it's kind of funny how the gay pride says you're not allowed to have a straight pride because straights aren't, straight pride isn't, you're not marginalized or abused, and so it's ridiculous that you would want to have yourself a little parade. And obviously the whole straight pride parade is to kind of throw it in a little bit at the face, I would say, of the gay pride parade, but not necessarily in a bad way, but it just in a way that says, hey, if you get to celebrate your sexuality, why can't we? Heterosexual is the only one you got to be seemingly ashamed of nowadays, or frowned upon, is being heterosexual. I know it used to be flip-flopped, but that whole marginalization thing seems to have really changed a lot to where I don't, and I'm going to get a lot of flack from people on this, but there's not a ton of marginalization anymore with being gay. It's pretty mainstream, and you can't really speak out against it in any way, shape, or form, or you are absolutely, it's a bad day for you if you do that in social media, regular media, so on and so forth. But let's just read this. I think this article touches on it pretty well. or sums it up kind of well. It says, personally, I agree with the people who say that the upcoming Straight Pride Parade in Boston is a silly stunt. It's not something that I would have any interest in attending, though I do appreciate the intentional irony of Milo Yiannopoulos being named the parade's grand marshal. That is pretty funny. I believe I am on the stable intellectual ground in calling the parade silly, as I have also said that the same about the gay pride parades. In fact, I think parades in general, festive traffic jams as I call them, are kind of stupid. But there are at least some justifiable reasons to throw one. Winning a war would be a good reason. Maybe winning a Super Bowl would be another one. If we're going to have a parade to announce our pride in something, it ought to be a real achievement. Or else it should at least be some occasion for actual celebration, such as a holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Although both of those words are not appropriate anymore in the whole, identitarian world. But your sexual orientation is neither an achievement nor a holiday. You have not accomplished anything simply by being attracted to one sex or the other, which is true. And again, I always like to throw my disclaimer out here, and especially probably now just because with the whole YouTube crackdown, it doesn't really bother me because I'm not monetized. You have to be over 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully in 6 months or so, I'll be over that mark. But so the demonetization, and none of my videos are going to get monetized anyways. So it doesn't totally affect me, but I like to throw it out there for all the people who just think I'm a complete and total, bigot. I really don't care if you're gay. I actually have some close friends who are gay, and I know it's kind of like saying I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Well, that's not what I'm saying. My point is I really don't mind if someone's gay. I care about when you force stuff down my throat and you're militant about it. That bothers me. And so that's maybe my beef if there is anyone. But other than that, be gay if you're gay. Totally. I don't care who you're attracted to or who you have sex with. That is totally up to you. Special rights and special protection and so on and so forth, and a protected class, kind of as even Basic Bear said, when you become a protected class, where you can't have any kind of debate or any kind of conversation with any kind of varying degree of opinions unless it lines up directly with their opinion. Otherwise, you're an intolerant asshole bigot. I have problems with that. I think that's stupid. And so at any rate, I'm not a bigot, FYI. It's argued that the real purpose of gay parade is to resist the protest, or is to resist and protest the persecution of homosexuals. Heterosexuals are not persecuted for being heterosexual, so the argument goes, and therefore a heterosexual pride parade is pointless. But if that's the point of a pride parade, then why do we call it a pride parade? If it's really a protest, then call it a protest or a rally or a demonstration. And in that case, why do they hold these protests in places like, San Francisco and Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, rather than Tehran or Riyadh? It seems that because if they did it in Tehran or Riyadh, they would be killed, thrown off buildings, beheaded, drowned, burned, because that is the offenses for being gay in these backward-ass places in the world. Right? Everyone wants to totally attack America as being this intolerant, terrible place, and all these intolerant people living here, and these damn conservatives and these Christians and so on and so forth. But here's the thing. If you're in Tehran or if you're in Riyadh, you get killed for it. Why don't you realize how good you do have it here? A couple of points. I don't know if I want to jump into this. I'll just go now. I'm just going to free flow on this. But, you think about the marginalization. And there was a time that being gay, you were totally marginalized and you were looked down and frowned upon. And it was bad and evil and shameful and so on and so forth. And you were treated like crap for it. Let's think about how marginalized gay people are, though, nowadays. You can't almost watch a movie or a TV show without having a gay couple in it. I can't think of any right now. On mainstream television, on Netflix, on so on and so forth, the LGBTQ agenda has worked, that's not a conspiracy theory or anything, or saying, their agenda. No, they actually admitted to that many years ago, 10 whatever years ago, I don't know what, they came out and said, we need to start making a real push to have gays and lesbians and, well, same difference, right? The gay agenda needed to be pushed in all movies in Hollywood and all shows coming out of Hollywood. And there's not one, you can't find one in right now. There's not one show, I don't think. If there is one, put it in the comments below. But it's highly, that is the exception, not the rule anymore. To find a show that doesn't have a gay person in it. So you're not marginalized in TVs is my point. Movies or TV shows. Politics, nope. There's many different gay politicians out there, and it isn't anything that's frowned upon or like, oh, this person's gay. Oh, how that's terrible. No, like it is absolutely praised. It's absolutely uplifted. It's absolutely glorified. So politics, you're not. Social media, nope, and nope, and nope, and hell nope. You can't say anything against them on social media. You'll be completely taken down. So that's another arena where you're not marginalized in it. The workplace, no. Financially, nope. Most of them are doing pretty well. Social standings, nope. Speech, where's the marginalization at? Even churches are starting to get on board. Like the Presbyterians, I believe they're all, gay clergymen and whatnot. So it's kind of like, where's this horrible, terrible marginalization at? I'm not saying that there isn't some difficulties in the homosexual community and in understand or in the, stigma attached in certain circles and whatnot. Okay, sure. But the serious marginalization that you are this terrible victim, when does that end? I guess I kind of have a question. Like when does that, how many years does it take before you're not marginalized anymore? Or how many perks or how many special privileges or how long before you overcome the stigma and oppression and marginalization that has so oppressed you? How long is that before you aren't able to claim your marginalization status anymore? Or is it just perpetual forever? It's some questions I have on that. Continue on in my reading. Continuing to read on in my reading. You mean what I know? All the evidence indicates that the gay pride parades are indeed gay pride parades. That is, they are parades that give gay people the opportunity to announce their pride in being gay. Indeed, the New York City Pride Parade website calls its event a pride celebration. Another LGBT website puts it plainly, gay people should feel pride in being gay. Okay, fine, feel pride in being gay. Honestly, I, and really most of the people that I know, not all of them, but most of the people I know would say the same thing. Don't shove it down my throat and make me treat you like a protective little a class that, this glass little sculpture that I have to be careful with. Just be a normal person, and that's cool. That's totally cool. But it is. It's you should feel pride in it. If you want to, if that's what you feel pride in it. If you agree that gays should feel pride in their gayness. Says gay people should feel pride in being gay. If you agree that gays should feel pride in their gayness, and that parades ought to be held across the country to celebrate that pride and to create inclusive places for self-expression for homosexuals, then it would obviously be a ludicrous double standard to insist that heterosexuals are not entitled to the similar celebration for themselves. Would it not be? I mean, is that not a legitimate, logical, rational comparison and argument right there? If you want to celebrate your gayness because you're gay and you want the world to know it and you want to walk around in assless chaps and whatnot and be very flamboyant, right? Totally fine if you want to do that. I hope my kids aren't around because I don't want them seeing some 30 or 40-year-old dude walking around in assless chaps. And that has nothing to do with me being homophobic. That just has to do with me being decent and, common decency. Let's hide your ass, let's not walk around with assless chaps here. But that's fine. Totally fine if you want to do that, right? But isn't it absolutely the same right for a heterosexual to do the same thing? Logically and rationally, that is a complete and total comparable argument. The double standard becomes even more pronounced when you take into account the whole buffet of sexual orientations that have now attached themselves like barnacles to the broader LGBT ship. Gay men and gay lesbian women aren't the only ones celebrating pride at the pride parades. There are also bisexuals and transsexuals and pansexuals and asexuals and gray sexuals and demisexuals and the gender fluid and the gender questioning. Is it reasonable to say that all of these people can and should publicly declare their pride, but not heterosexuals? No. The logical, rational, common sense answer to that question is no. But you can't say that nowadays because then you are called an intolerant, bigoted a-hole. It's just that simple. But for absolutely, you should be able to celebrate and go walk out and be a heterosexual male. Or heterosexual, not just male. That was the patriarchy talking to me again. That's my suppressed, microaggressive white privilege. Sorry. It doesn't just have to be males, heterosexuals. By the way, when was the last time a pansexual was persecuted? I wouldn't even know what is a pansexual? They're attracted to everything? Is that what a pansexual, pan meaning all, right? So they're just like, they're all sexual. Is that what I don't know what a pansexual is exactly. I would assume it just means they like to have sex with everything, or they just, anyway, I wouldn't know how to persecute one if I wanted to. No, again, this has nothing to do with persecution. This is about boasting of your sex life. Why then can't straight people boast? As I said, I'm not in favor of anyone boasting about this sort of thing, but I'm even less in favor of arbitrary rules that allow some to boast while telling others to keep quiet. The left is famous for such roles. Maybe on second thought, the straight pride parade is a bit more than a silly stunt. Maybe the point is to defy the left's rules just for the sake of defying them. Perhaps there could be some value in that after all. And I would have to say, I agree with that. I would agree with that. It is probably mostly to make a statement. And it's a good logical statement to make. And it really shows who the intolerant ones are, who the purveyors of intolerance are. It really isn't the conservatives and the right-leaning people nearly as much as it is the far left. The far lefts are so much more. What's that old parable, that old Bible verse that says, before you remove the plank out of somebody else's eye, remove the speck out of your own? Well, or excuse me, flip-flop that. Before you remove the speck out of somebody, remove the plank out of your own. I just see this constantly, and I'm guilty of it myself. Gosh, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a total hypocrite. I'm going to admit that and own that right now. There's plenty of things that I say that later on I'll say something. I'm like, oh, that probably kind of contradicted what I said before. And when I see those things, I try to just out them. I don't care if I'm a human being. I'm going to fall down. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to say things that are double standard. I'm going to do the wrong thing at times. Okay, that's true. That's me. And but it seems like on the left, man, it's just constant. They just are such self-righteous dicks most of the time. Anyway, oh man, I want to say hi to everybody. I know it's kind of late for the old chat ski out here, so I appreciate people hanging out, man, and coming to say hello. I'm beer sexual. You Aussies are beer sexuals, man. Nick says, don't ask me why I know this, but pansexual is supposed to be someone who is attracted to a person regardless of their gender, as opposed to being attracted to a particular gender or both genders. Oh, and I do want to know why you know that, Nick. That's Nick's Radio. Useless information. Actually, it wasn't useful. It was very useless. It was pretty useful in this scenario. So I'm going to leave me alone and give me chocolate. Sexual. Effie loves America. I said that. Let's take the rainbow back. Yeah, that's another thing. When they get the rainbow, man, when did they steal that from Noah? That just doesn't seem right. They get everything. They got the rainbow. Shoot. They get everything, and I say the rainbow, and I'm like, what else? They got a whole month. They don't get a day, right? It isn't like gay pride. Martin Luther King gets one day, and the gays get a whole month. It's like that doesn't seem right or fair. Oh man, it's the things, the things. I'm gonna pop over to another article. This one is gonna blow your guys' socks off right here. I couldn't believe this when I read it. This is gonna just roast some toasties on this one. All right, so check this out. You guys all know it. Chatted a little bit about the ad apocalypse in the beginning with Carlos Maza from the Vox. You're not gonna believe this. Check this out. Okay, Vox calls for the dictionary.com to take down the word, to take down definitions of words they don't like. Can you believe this? It's hard to read this with a straight face. Carlos Maza, a video journalist who works for Vox, has been calling out dictionary.com for posting definitions of words that are very upsetting. I've informed dictionary.com of my many definitions I find abusive and problematic. They have done nothing. I don't know what else to say. They obviously support murder, racism, and other troubling words. Because they're words, Carlos. Maza and others at Vox have been sending tweets to Dictionary.com for weeks in an attempt to expose the many definitions that they believe go too far or don't go far enough. I keep refreshing the definition of the word words, and it still says nothing about literal violence. Maza said in a live stream, even worse, the word justice still doesn't have the word social in front of it all of the time. And the definition of abuse is way, way, way too limited. Maza could not be reached for further questions because, according to the Twitter account, he had just discovered that Dictionary.com and Thesaurus.com were posting many of the same definitions and seemed to be working in cahoots. Because the thesaurus is like gives you other words, like if you say the word, like take, it will like have acquire or whatever. I can't think of synonyms right now, but basically that gives you different words for, and so they're working in cahoots according to Carlos. Anyways, we're posting many of the same definitions and seem to be working in cahoots. Someone has to expose this, he tweeted. These websites are clearly in bed not only with each other but also with the alt-right. The alt-right. They love that word. They love it. Okay, so I do have to admit where this article came from. I just want to see if we get some people pissed off, but this is a joke. I do have to admit that. It's from the Babylon Bee, but it's pretty awesome. But here's the funny part about this article is that this day and age that we live, this article could almost be not a joke. Like you literally read this article and you're like, is this a joke? Is this like from The Onion? Or is this legitimate? Like it's hard to tell. Like if I didn't know that was from the Babylon Bee, I could believe that was the real deal because of how crazy the identitarian far left has gotten with these craziness of rewriting words and craziness of identity politics and this intersectionality crap. It is really, I could almost believe that was a real story, but I'm kidding. It wasn't a real story. But I haven't even read the article. What you guys say here. Let's read on that real quick so we can see if anybody was thinking it was real. Effie says, I suppose they had to invent pansexuals to accommodate the gender spectrum since bisexual implies there are only two. That's probably a good point, Effie. Who stole it from the Bible, eh? Talking about the rainbow. Research for an old video I did a year ago or so. That's why I know. I can tell you what intersex is and a few others. I don't remember them all. Yeah. I'm good cover story, Nick. Good cover story right there. I did a paper on it a while back, and that's why I know. That's why I wasn't Googling. I was Googling for a friend. I was looking it up for a friend. Friend was curious on what pansexual was. He felt like he was just attracted to anybody and everybody, and so I was like, dude, I'll Google it for you, and I'll figure this out. I was Googling for a friend. Yeah. That guy, Jackie Treehorn, treats objects like women. Yeah, he used to be. But now represents sodomy. I know because of that. That's true. Anyway. I'm straight white female. I don't want to take the rainbow back for the children. Yeah, the children, they should be able to have the rainbow without it having to automatically be something that is just Roy Biv. Oh man, did most of you guys catch my parody that I did? Maybe that's a segment I should do right now, in case some of you guys didn't catch it. One second here. Chat amongst yourselves while I find this real quick. We'll do this one real fast too. Oh, wrong place. Nope, that's also the wrong place. Chat amongst yourselves. Chat it up. Chat it up. It'll just be a second here. We're going to get this all queued up. I bet most of you guys probably did see this, but if you didn't, we're going to do something special here. I don't think, well, maybe I don't re-record it twice. Okay, so, okay, let me do this. Wait for it. I'll edit all this crap out later. Wait for it. And now, let me see how I'm going to do this. I didn't plan this. So wait a second here. Nope, wrong one. Wait for it. Wait, Logitech camera. There we go. Okay. Shoot. We'll just do it like this. Okay. And now, a word from our sponsor. Can you guys not hear it? Hang on a second. Excretion. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Didn't know you couldn't hear it. Okay. And now, a word from our sponsor. Hello. In a world where the word man denotes the toxicity of the ever-increasing degradation of societal patriarchal oppression, where the animal growth hormones that are ingested from the life-nurturing liquid of the bovine teat excretion is causing nearly universal agrogression from the oppressive hands of the unintentionally and ignorantly oblivious white privileged male, where the testosterone-ridden mansplaining rants from the evil ilk of the testicular brotherhood have left a bitter and a sour taste in your mouth. Have no fear, for we bring you Soy Boy Cloy. Soy Boy Cloy is meant to twist your tongue as it twists that darkened soul within you. Soy Boy Cloy will bring you closer to understanding the camouflage depravity hiding just beneath your lightly pigmented skin. Soy Boy Cloy is 110% organic, non-GMO or gender misogynistic oppression, identitarian virtue juice. Harvested consensually from social justice warriors by certified, brocialist empowered, trans-abled, approved technicians, or beta techs for short. It is wokefully extracted in zero transmission, self-sustaining solar power, Al Gore approved South American indigenous villages. Done with the strictest adherences to the society-hiding intersectionality triggering guidelines of milking practices. Soy Boy Clay will help you expel your internalized superiority and microaggressive tendencies. So get your bottle of SBC today and create a place that is safe for you and the woke around you. Oh, I'm such a dork. Soy Boy Cloy can be taken orally or for the more anally retentive among us through our newly designed and easily insertable suppository capsule. Each bottle of SBC comes individually shipped in biodegradable rice paper packaging. Order now, and we will include our limited edition Roy Biv 7-pack of Gillette's new woke brand razor. Each razor representing one color of the rainbow. Soy Boy Cloy. bringing out the equitably woke, non-binary, beta male in you. Get yours today. While supplies last. Okay. Yeah. That was Soy Boy Chloe. That was Soy Boy Chloe. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let me see here. Cancel that out. That was fun. So anyway, I was trying to just make a funny little parody. It took me a little longer than to do that one, and then after you're done, you're like, was that very good? I don't know. But soy positories. Yeah, that would have been good. I should have used that one. That soy positories. Yeah, that actually. Maybe we'll do a Soy Boy Chloe 2 commercial, or parody down the road here. I don't know when, but yeah, that's what we need to do probably. Anyway, okay. Oh, that's fun times right there. Fun times. Oh, did you guys hear on if this isn't harassment, I don't know what is. Let's check this out. This is the dude who got, am I not on there anymore? Hang on a second. Smaller background, window capture, smaller background, turn it back on, small window capture. Where am I at? Let's get camera, boom. All right, there I am. Okay, so this article, this one here, if this isn't straight up harassment, I don't know what is. It says Master Pete Cake Shop was just sued for discrimination for a third time. Master Pete Cake Shop is again under fire, now the subject of a third discrimination lawsuit alleging that the owner, Jack Phillips, discriminated against a customer by refusing to make a cake for this unspecified event. Phillips, of course, won at the United States Supreme Court, suing a Colorado Human Rights Commission after suing a Colorado Human Rights Commission that punished him for refusing to provide a wedding cake for the same-sex wedding in Denver, a task Phillips said violated his religious convictions. The true mayor... okay, sorry about that. Messed up on my reading part. Let's try that again. A task Phillips said violated his religious convictions that true marriage is between one man and one woman. His right, small private business owner, right? Doesn't take any taxpayer dollars, pays his taxes, paid his business license, pays his S Corp license. Whatever happened to those signs that, used to sit up on the walls that says, this restaurant or this business reserves the right to refuse service to anyone for any reason. And as a private business, you should be able to do that. Now, some people are going to try to catch me out on this and say, oh, but you think the government should get involved in the social media and should, put some regulations on them. Well, that is the only time I think in this scenario and climate we have where I think there could be some regulation, but there's some definite differences in that. Here's one of the definite differences, not to get sidetracked from my story, but I'm just going to say it. The social medias have become monopolies. Number one, they have become monopolies, and they now control the public square. So the Constitution the Bill of Rights and the Constitution says that we have the right to free speech, right? In the public square, we can't be censored. It can't be shut down by the government or really by the powers that be. So the public square used to be before people going to, downtown Pioneer Square in Portland or wherever and preaching and saying what they want to say. And as long as they don't call for direct violence or action against somebody to be taken against somebody and call for violence, example of that or falsely claim something that harms people's lives, like calling fire in a movie theater and people get trampled. When you don't call for action against somebody, short of that, you should be able to say whatever you want to say. The public, so I do believe the government should do something. I do believe, but I may be right, and maybe I really need to think that one through better. Right now I feel that way with some limitations on that, but I do feel like since they are the new public square, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, these major, the Instagrams. I do have an Instagram, but I never use it. But anyways, these major platforms that control them and monopolize the public square, then they shouldn't just be able to arbitrarily silence somebody for hate speech, for these undefined, policy defined hate speech, or so on and so forth. So in that scenario, I think that there could be a difference, or that there could be some leeway given. But anyways, back to the story of the small little business owner who wants to just bake cakes for people and who's getting harassed by some a-holes. They happen to be gay, but they're just a-holes. And it has nothing to do, that is not a homophobic thing against them. They're just bad people. They're just not good people. Anyways, he says he violates his religious conviction, man and woman marriage, so on and so forth. Phillips offered to sell the couple a pre-made cake or refer them to another baker. What I don't get why he didn't do on this one is just say, oh, I'm so booked, I can't make your cake. But there's a cake maker down the road. I am booked for the next year solid. Literally every day I'm baking cakes. I don't have any time to bake it. God bless you. Go down and you're going to have to leave. He was making a statement, so good on him, by saying, no, I don't want to bake your cake. In a way, good on him. Like, okay, that's his constitutional right to do that. But the reason that they can't just walk their happy asses down the road to somebody else and do it, they're going after him. They're going after him and being dicks. The solutions that would have allowed Phillips to avoid material participation in the same-sex wedding. But the couple weren't satisfied and leveled a complaint with the Colorado authorities. Ultimately, in a decisive Supreme Court victory, Phillips won against the Colorado Human Rights Commission. Good. But the victory hinged on the behavior of the commission itself, which SCOTUS found to be harassing and discriminatory. The Supreme Court refused to issue a verdict on whether the First Amendment free exercise clause protects Christians from being forced to participate in same-sex weddings or any event or action that violates their right of conscience. Did I say Second Amendment earlier when I was talking about free speech? I meant First Amendment. I'm sorry. The Second Amendment's your guns, man. Sorry about that if I made that mistake earlier. My bad. Didn't do ahead of myself in my brain. But intent of punishing Phillips for his crimes, leftists has hit the baker twice with lawsuits alleging further discrimination. Once the day of the Supreme Court verdict, that was tossed out. And again last week, according to CBS Denver's affiliate. Okay, so they hit him with another lawsuit when SCOTUS came out and said, no, we're upholding the verdict that he won. You can't, he wasn't in violation. They hit him with another lawsuit. And then again last week, according to CBS Denver affiliate, the latest lawsuit was filed on Wednesday in Denver District Court on behalf of Autumn Scardina, by attorneys Paula Greason and John McHugh, the outlet reports. Scardina is the same woman who filed the previous lawsuit alleging discrimination after Masterpiece Cake Shop denied her request, made the day Phillips won his case, for a cake celebrating her gender transition. Reports on this newest lawsuit are vague on the theme of the pastry in question. They have said so far only that Scardina requested a birthday cake. But previous filings indicate that Scardina has gone out of her way on several occasions to request cakes Masterpiece Cake Shop clearly will not make. For the love of the Lord. Newsweek reports that the baked goods at the center of the Scardina previous complaints to Colorado authorities included a cake to celebrate Satan's birthday. Okay, that isn't just trolling the cake maker, right? Hey, we know you're Christian and all, so you make us a cake to celebrate Satan's birthday. When is Satan's birthday, by the way? Do we know that? Is that even a date? I mean, is that something we know when Satan's birthday is? Can I get an update? Hey, Nick, can you Google that for me? If you're still in, Nick, I need you to Google when Satan's birthday is. With cheesecake frosting that would feature a large figure of Satan. And what does Satan exactly look like? Is he like a dude in a black hoodie, and that is not a reference to any, don't twist my words, Google, YouTube, Twitter world. Like this ominous figure, like that walks around and it's all black, like flowing thing, or is it with the horns? Is he horny? Is he red? I mean, what exactly does Satan look like? So, I mean, anyways, I digress. So he's licking a 9-inch black dildo, an actual working model. So a vibrating dildo. battery powered. Batteries weren't included, or maybe they were. That can be turned on before we unveil the cake. So it's like, do they have a sheet over it and with just like a little, like, like, is it just kind of like I just happen to have a shirt back here. Would it just be kind of like it's kind of like a wiggling, maybe like, oh, and now we unveil the Satan dildo cake. But it would be a 9-inch dildo instead of a Asian appendage. I kid. I'm kidding. Jeez, lighten up. Philip said then that he believes Scardina regularly requests objectionable cakes from his bakery, including cakes with pentagrams and upside down crosses. Now, I wonder if the same kind of outrage, if we'd be taking Muslims, right, like a Muslim cake baker, I wonder if the same outrage from these people, like if a Christian went in, or not even a Christian, just somebody said, hey, I would like you to make me a pork pancake. I mean, a pork cake, right? And can you put actual bacon on it for me? I want the crunchy. I want the extra thick, and then some maple syrup, and actually put some sausages on there too. We want the pig outlined as a sausage out, with the tail, his little wiggly tail with bacon, and then we also, and it's for gay, it's for my gay wedding, right? So we would like you to then also, when you make this cake, make two male pigs. We'd like to see them humping. I wonder if there'd be outrage on that when the Muslim baker said, no, too bad Allah snack bar isn't in here. He could explain this probably better to us. If Allah snack bar was in here, then we would be able to know for sure the offense that could cause somebody. But he's not here today. I think he's on a jihad somewhere. Scardina's previous lawsuits, based on claims Phillips made during the original same-sex wedding cake litigation that he would make any cake for an LGB customer except for a wedding cake, was dropped back in September of last year, after Phillips agreed to drop his own discrimination case against the state of Colorado, according to the Colorado Public Radio. But Scardina apparently felt no need to give up. Of course she didn't, because she is a bitter lesbian or trans person. She's just this bitter. And I don't say that like because she's a lesbian, she's bitter. I'm just saying she is a lesbian and she's bitter. She's just bitter, pissed off, angry at the world person. Maybe I could just say that. She's an angry who happens to like women. She's bitterly angry, pissed off woman who happens to like women. Okay? Married one and then transitioned. So whatever. A new lawsuit has been filed against Masterpiece Cake Shop that appears to largely rehash old claims. Hang on, before I go any further. I haven't been reading your Basic Bear. I haven't been reading your the monetization doesn't matter with me. If Nick is still though, Nick has a connection with Ola or Aloha Snack Bar, so maybe he can get on the phone and see if we can get Aloha or Snack Bar in here too, because that would be helpful. He'd be able to explain some of this. But you're an angry bear. Oh man. Oh. Are you a Basic Bear? I bet are you a dare I say his word, or it would just the lightning gods of YouTube come down upon me? Shall we say, are you a OB? Are you an OB guy? You'll know what that means, Basic Bear. I dare not say his name, right? Or this stream gets shut down right now. Anyway, a new lawsuit has been filed against Masterpiece Cake Shop that appears to largely rehash old claims. The state of Colorado abandoned similar ones just a few months ago. So this latest attack by Autumn Scardina looks like yet another desperate attempt to harass cake artist Jack Phillips, and it stumbles over the one detail that matters most. Jack serves everyone. He just cannot express all messages through his custom cakes, Phillips' attorney said in a statement on Monday. This latest lawsuit bypasses the state of Colorado and requests a trial by jury instead. Of course it does. Yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is, Basic Bear. The OB. Faux show. Yeah. You know what I do? Yeah, you've outed it. Yeah, I really, people who think, I'll just say his name. It doesn't matter now. You have to watch Owen Benjamin for a while to know what the guy really stands for. And I don't. I'm not. I do like Owen Benjamin for the most part. I don't sometimes I don't understand him because I used to watch him a lot, and then I took some time off, and I come back. One time he supports Crowder, then now he hates him. It's like, so I mean, I go back and forth with fully understanding him, but I can appreciate that he's just doesn't give a crap about what he says, and he says what he says. He is not a and I wouldn't say I agree with everything, every take he takes, but stance he takes. But for the most part, he's hilarious, and I appreciate he's not scared of anybody or anything. He just says what he's gonna say and does what he's gonna do. I like that about him. They're harassing him and the bakery at this point. I wonder if this could file a suit against them. Yeah, no, I hope he does. I hope he does file a countersuit against them. Because at this point it's just ridiculous. It's so silly. I mean, what they're doing to him. It's like, come on. You don't have anything better to do with your time than just to go after this private owner. And getting back to that point, when you have a small mom and pop type business, right? You're selling cakes, you're fixing cars, you're have a landscaping business, whatever. You can choose to do business with who you choose to do business with. It would be different if he was a publicly subsidized bakery shop. If he was baking cakes and he was subsidized by tax dollars, and so it's not the same thing. I've heard people equate it to like the what's her name? Can't think of it. The chick who wouldn't get off the bus, Rose. Can't think of her name right now because it's late and my brain's not working. Anyways, back in the day, the black chick that wouldn't get off the bus, right, or wouldn't sit in the back of the bus, Rose. Anyway, somebody's say it in here in a minute, and I'll say it, but not the same. That's a public bus, right? Drinking fountains. How blacks couldn't drink out of drinking. That's a public drinking fountain. Rosa Parks. Thank you. Yes, Rosa Parks. That's the one. When it's not the same thing as like a Rosa Parks situation. That's a publicly funded amenity to the, tax dollars funded. When you have a private business, you can choose who you're going to do business with. And for the government to get, and they did it here in Oregon. There was a baker here in Oregon that got sued and lost his business. I think he lost his home. They won the lawsuit against him, kind of the same scenario. And he had to file bankruptcy. He got hit hard. He might have recouped some of his money from some GoFundMes and whatnot, but it is just insane what they can do. It is insane the power of the marginalized voices, these marginalized, oppressed voices, the power they have. Because everyone is so scared to stand up for their own rights, right? You should not be, if you're gay, fine, be gay. We shouldn't hate on you. You shouldn't be persecuted or oppressed. Live your life, but don't shove your life down my throat. And I won't do the same to you. I won't shove my life down your throat, right? Let's just get along. Let's just live in peace and harmony. And let's just, you live your life, you do you, and let me do me. I said before, and don't make me do you. And that totally was not what I meant before when I said it, and still not what I mean now. And that's not because I'm homophobic. That's just because I don't swing that way. So anyway, probably didn't need to say that last part. And then I had a couple little things here on there was like Cory Booker, old Cory Booker suggests spending money on border security is like rejecting Jews fleeing the Holocaust. Okay, that makes zero sense. That is a terrible analogy. The immigration crisis we have at the southern border is crazy right now. 500,000 or 600,000 since the first of the year have been apprehended. We're letting people in, taking their names, and then letting them go for a 2 or 3 or 4 year for them to return, because that's how long it's going to take to get to them, and they just disappear into the internals of the United States, never to reappear again. Because we want to have a set number of people coming in, and we want to know who's coming in, is not bigoted, is not racist, is not mean, immoral. Wanting to be able to stem and control and know who's in our country is not wrong at all. It's healthy, and it's what every normal nation does. The same people that want to, on the far, far left, right, that want to praise China, for instance, of their society, want to say, well, look at what the communist governments have done for China. Man, they're the boomingest economy in the world. They're flourishing. So communism works. Well, here's the thing for you: does China have unmitigated immigration? Nope. Are they a very homogenistic society? Yes. And I'm not saying that we need to be completely homogenistic here. Homogenous. Maybe it's just homogenous. I don't think homogenistic. That wouldn't make sense. Homogenous. I think that cultures do bring a very awesome flavor to the United States, right? To America. But under the culture of when you come here, you want to assimilate and become part of America and learn the language and pay your taxes and be here legally and obey the laws and help to contribute to the country. That's great. Do it. That's awesome. But coming in here illegally, disappearing into the country, never showing back up, not learning the language, sucking off of the welfare system, all of that is really bad. And if you don't believe me, man, go to some of these sanctuary cities. Go to some of these places that are just that the laws aren't enforced, and live there and see how great it is and see how wonderful it is. And why wouldn't we want to take care of our own citizens first that are homeless? Look at the homeless crisis, right? Now, we could say why the homeless crisis is happening, and that's a whole different discussion on the opioid epidemic and so on and so forth. But look, we can't even take care of our own, and we want to just let millions upon millions come in here. So anyways, getting back to what Trump has done in, closing down the immigration, we all laughed at, oh, he's going to tariff Mexico now. Everyone laughed at that. Oh, man, he's just tariff happy. He's tariffing everybody. Well, it kind of worked. All of a sudden, Mexico was like, okay, we're sending 6,000 troops to the border, the southern border between Guatemala and Mexico. We're going to stop them coming across. We're going to implement and we're going to enforce the UN rules of asylum, meaning that when you leave a country because you're seeking asylum, the first country you come to, that is where you seek asylum. They're not going to be giving temporary visa passes to these people to let them flood through Mexico all the way up to our border. We've had 500,000 or 600,000 since the first of the year be stopped at the border. There is a crisis. Even the Democrats now say there's a crisis. There is a crisis going on, and we need to get a handle on it. So I don't agree with everything Trump's doing. I don't agree with everything Trump thinks or says. And there's some buffoonery to him that bothers me at times. I'll be honest here. But he's doing a great job in trying to get that thing shut down. And more power to him. More power to him. So anyways, all right, guys, it's 11 p.m. here. I didn't mean to stream this long. I kept, it was kind of late though, but I got, 6-7 people in here, which isn't, huge, but you guys stayed, which is cool. Do thumbs up and share SJG, good stuff. I'm going to read a couple of the comments here. I must have lost Nick because or is he still in here? I might have lost Nick, but I'm going to read a couple of your comments here. I'm going to scan through them. Basic Bear says, "Effing love America. Did you remember to use the promo code Shapiro at the vet to get the globalist discount? Soy positories. I got to remember that. That's going to be for the second one. That was a good one. I liked it, but the gratuitous imagery of was trying. I can't even. Effie, I couldn't read. So small. Gynecomastia was jarring. I liked it, but the gratuitous imagery of the gynecomastia was jarring. I can't say that word right now because I don't know. Do you suppose he would make a straight pride cake? Fact, I'm in Colorado. It's like a motor at times. It's like, Mordor at times. I thought it said motor. I was like, it's like a motor at times? Like a V8 motor? It is. It's his store. Should be able to do with it what he wants. Rico said that. Yep. Arena said, heck, without the second, we can't keep the first. That's absolutely true. Why didn't they just rollerblade on down the street to the next cake shop? Basic Bear said. Nick's Radio said, I love forcing businesses to deal with me. You get such good service that way. Yeah. October 26, 1947, Hillary's birthday. Best I could do. About Satan's birthday. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. That will do. That will do. I hope I don't. Yeah, demonetization, Big Bear, or not Basic Bear. It's never probably gonna happen for me. I'm just hoping I keep my channel up. Obviously, I already made a Shapiro joke. Did all that, and the bakery at this point. I wonder if he could sue them. Yeah, said Arena said they're just harassing him. He wonder if he could sue him. I hope he does. But that costs lots of, exactly. We should start a GoFundMe page for him if he doesn't have one. Oh yeah, he would need a GoFundMe page. Read ahead. Effie says, unfortunately, the Civil Rights Amendment is used against private businesses too. When they award protected status to people who aren't black, those people can use the same law like a club. Yeah, that's true. And then basically, Bishop Obi's problem with Crowder is the way he treated the staff, like Sven and Jared. That's pretty much it. I'll leave it be. Don't forget to thumbs up. Yeah, I know, and how Crowder totally blew him off too in the midst of his getting kicked off of everything. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for this hour. That was fun. Got a video up. That's what I wanted to do. Until next time, without fear or animus, I will catch you guys later, and I'm going to try to keep doing some streams and give you guys a bit. I always say that I'm going to give you more of a heads up, and I never actually do because I always don't get time to. But also, make sure you guys tune in on Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific time to Drone Tech Politics. We're going to be doing a stream with him. And don't forget to likes and thumbs up. And please, guys, go to Gab. All who's in here right now, go to Gab for me, please. Follow me on Gab. You guys should get Parter. No, did I say that right? I don't think I said that right. Hang on. Parler. Yeah, I didn't say it right. Parler. Parler. It's a new app, kind of like Twitter. I'm trying out some of these new ones that are rolling out, seeing which one's going to stick. But Parler. You can go to Parler, download it. They have an app for your phone too, and on the web. Parler, Parler, and follow me at SJG Perspective. And then Minds.com, that's another good one. And BitChute, that's another good one. All SJG Perspective. You can find me on all of them. So we got BitChute, Minds, Parler, and Gab. BitChute, Minds, Parler, and Gab. Go follow me on those because I never know, man. YouTube is doing the crackdown. They are doing the smackdown crackdown, and they're going to take people out that they just feel like. And they've said it. I was going to touch on a little more on that article, but they basically said you don't even have to violate our community standards. We are going to now just kind of deem who we want to keep and who we don't. It's a major crackdown, shutdown, and it's happening. So who knows? My channel won't even just get absolutely killed. But yeah, Effie, BitChute, if you haven't heard about it, it's kind of like a YouTube, but it's much less censorship-y. And so that's exactly how you spell it, BitChute, just like you wrote in there, Effie. So yeah, type it in, find it out. Type it in, find it out. You'll see it in Google, and follow me on SJG Perspective. So, all right, until next time. I should have spun the wheel once too. This is going to be my new little thing here. I'm going to do this real quick before I get out of here. 1 second. Live actions. So we will see if this whole, I'm going to ask a question. I don't know if I'm going to use this very often, but I just thought I'd do it once here for you. So basically is what's going on with this baker in Colorado. Let's see what the wheel has to say about it. Okay, what is the wheel going to say? What does it say? The wheel declares it's total, utter bullshit. So, as we all knew, that is what the wheel declared. So, whenever we have a question, it's kind of like the magic 8-ball. I'm going to try to use this once in a while now. It's the wheel of truth is what we'll call it. So, if we want to know if something is truthful or if it was complete and total crap, we will just go like this, and we'll go over to my live actions, and we'll spin the wheel, and we'll see what the wheel has to tell us, right? Does Nick like men? That's utter bullshit. So no, he actually does like women. I don't know. Throw me a question up there. Let's ask the wheel a question. Anybody want to ask the wheel a question? I'm just playing with this right now. We've done an hour here. I'm back up to 7 viewers. I lost a couple, but they came back. Any questions? I know I have a delay, so I'm waiting for a question. We're going to ask the wheel. Any questions? Cocoscope is another video site worth checking out. Cocoscope. Okay. Am I a pansexual? Basic Bear said, am I a pansexual? Let's ask the wheel. Let's ask the wheel, Basic Bear. Total utter bullshit. See, I got to put some other words in there. I think I have bullshit, utter bullshit, and total utter bullshit. I need to put in there quite possibly because I don't know. That could have been, is Effie a commie? Let's try to find out if Effie is a commie. Total utter bullshit. Nope, she's totally not a commie. The wheel, Ian Pia says, Peasy, Ian Peasy said the wheel is very diverse and diversity is our strength. Is diversity our strength? Let's find out if diversity is our strength. Nope, total utter bullshit. Again, sorry, Ian, you're wrong. The wheel declares you're wrong. The wheel doesn't lie. It is truth. It is the wheel of truth. Maybe that's what we'll call it. Another time for the wheel of truth. So, yeah, no, it's not. Sorry, Ian. Sorry about that, bro. You're wrong. The wheel declared it. I'll double check it. Yeah, it's utter. Maybe it's not total utter, but it is definitely utter BS. So, did SJG rip this idea off from the, what is it? Animaniacs? The Animaniacs. No, he did not. Let's find out. Let's find out if he did. That's BS, Nick. I did not. It was simply a option on Streamlabs, OBS, or Slobs, and I thought that would be fun to play with. So, no, I didn't. Did the Animaniacs do that? That'd be pretty cool if they did. And yeah, so that's I had the Animaniacs video game. I missed that game. Effie, probably don't want to tell the world about that. Those are quiet thoughts. We keep those to ourselves. Just kidding. All right, guys, I am on that though. Seriously, unless there's any more questions that pop up in the next 10 seconds that we have to ask the wheel. At the end of their shows, they had a wheel called the Wheel of Morality. Mortality or morality? I got to get bigger. Got to get some bigger. Oh, you know what I do have, which I should have done? I keep saying I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get a wit chat. Oh, yeah, I should have probably done this and then did my chat box. Chat box is operational. Somebody throw a chat up there. I just want to see if it pulls up. Nothing totally crazy because it's going to be on the screen. Do a new chat and let's see if she rolls up in there. Chat box. Yeah, chat box should be in there. Maybe I hit it. I don't know. Okay. So they had a wheel called the Wheel of Morality. Okay. Anyways, I digress and I'm losing people. So anyways, guys, I appreciate it. And this time we're really cutting out. So stay tuned for the next episode of SJG Perspective. Don't know what it's going to be. Should be this week. Coming up soon. I'm going to try to get on a regular schedule. Share this video. Give me your thumbs up. And I appreciate everybody sticking around. Until next time, without fear or animus, have a good night. See you later. Bye. Hey, Nick, next time let's get Aloha in here too, okay? That's for you, Nick. You know him. All right. I'm ending now. Bye.